And there's something here I wanted to show you, Bill, that's just been discovered recently. This little baby is a sapling. So what we have here is a sapling Bilococcus. Now the reason this is so unusual is these are very rare. As a matter of fact, this is one of the first ones I've ever seen that actually looks like it may have come from a seed. Because none of my colleagues, none of the people that I'm aware of that are into this kind of plant or the chaparral ecosystem have ever seen a seedling of Xylococcus bicolor. We've been searching, looking, and so this particular specimen here, this little sapling, which looks to be maybe 3 or 4 years old, was discovered by John Redman. He's a curator of botany at the Natural History Museum in San Diego. So he gave me a call and said, I found a sapling. And he says, well, come on out. We'll take a look at it. So we did. But the problem here is a lot of these sometimes have a taproot that goes all the way to the burl of the adult specimen. So without destroying this thing, we really don't know. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to look around and see if we see some actual first-year seedlings, which...
So this may not have come from a seedling. It might have sprouted from a burl at the root?
Possibly. And the only way we're going to be able to find out is by digging it up and going out.
And we just may not be that curious because we don't want to
do
damage the specimen.
Yes, well, exactly. Because we already took one over there and we don't want to.
So let's go on up and look for the seedlings.
Let's go do that.
That you've staked out up on the hill here.
So here we have 3 seedlings from a Xylococcus drupe. And what the drupe is, it's a hardened container basically with multiple seeds within. And so these little seeds that were in there, 3 of them anyway, sprouted 3 separate seedlings. It's the only one I've seen under this shrub like that. Most of them are just single seedlings. So what you've got is an older fruit that decayed, and this last spring's rain and winter's rain was just at the right pattern to allow these older decaying drupes to pop open and have their seedlings emerge. And this is the only shrub that's like that. And I've surveyed 10 so far. And there are a couple seedlings scattered around, but this one plant where these seedlings came from has 53 individual seedlings all around it. And they're mostly on the downside slope, the north-facing side of the hill here. And so that means the seeds are rolling down as they hit the ground. So what this is telling me is dense litter is probably important to retain the moisture enough to allow these seedlings to emerge. And the problem is, are these guys going to survive during the course of this summer? And that's very doubtful. Probably what they need is some summer rain. Is the rain pattern the thing that's preventing these seedlings from emerging? Or is there some other disturbance factor that could be involved? And one of the theories that has been interesting to me is the grizzly bear disappeared from this area about 100 years ago. And there's been cases where there's a mutualistic relationship between animals and plants. And it could very well be that the grizzly bear ate these berries, crunched around on the hardened drupes, exposing the seeds and distributing them all over the countryside in their waste products.
So the bear is gone and took away the future of this plant, perhaps.
Yes, and another idea is maybe we're just not able to be around long enough to catch the 1 year that these reproductive cycles really take off. So it could be a multiple decade event whereby you don't see any seedlings at all for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and all of a sudden something happens in the environment that encourages their growth and success. But as of the last 10 years or so, or 20 years, no one's really seen any seedlings. So the cycle between the seedling success and not seems to be pretty long.
So you have to study an area for decades, perhaps centuries, to really understand what's happening.
Right.